Hello, Mercer Island Elementary School families. Our elementary principal team is here again to provide some additional information about our impending move to including more in-person learners at our buildings. My name is Amy Batliner Gillette. I'm the principal at Northwood Elementary, and I'm going to start us off by talking a little bit about our Orange learning schedule, which will be inclusive of the in-person learners as we transition to bringing kindergartners and then first graders back into the building in the next several weeks. Our in-person learners will be on site from 9:15 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. That'll be our bell-to-bell schedule with a flexible remote learning block in the afternoon. So just because your students have left the school building at 12:30 doesn't mean their instructional day is over. Your child's teacher will provide more information about what to expect for this flexible remote learning block that occurs during the afternoon time. The afternoon learning time will also continue to include access to specialist asynchronous instruction and other asynchronous practice and application of the learning that has happened here in the school building. The schedule was designed to allow for a smooth transition between the orange schedules and the red schedules, should we have to move between those two based on changing virus transmission levels in King County. We also worked with IMS and with MIHS schedules to allow for all of the moving parts across our full system, including staffing and transportation needs. Additionally, we created the schedule being mindful of the current schedules in place for our most impacted learners, which includes those receiving instruction and supports for their IEPs, for English language learning, and for learning support. The in-person time at school is shortened compared to our typical school day year to year. This is purposeful to support student and staff safety. A lengthier day would require students to eat lunch here on site and would include multiple recesses, which can create additional safety concerns in terms of virus transmission. The shortened day is designed to mitigate that risk for transmission that would be heightened at those recess and lunch times, while still allowing kids to have some in-person time to engage with their teachers, to engage with their peers, and to do that in on-site learning. This also allows us time for the enhanced safety measures that we take in terms of cleaning, disinfecting, and sanitizing our school buildings between days of instruction. We will also be sensitive to the morning arrivals of our in-person learners and our remote learners. We recognize that many of our families have children across grade levels, and you will be managing your child's instruction both for the red remote learners at home and potentially for some of these in-person learners in kindergarten and eventually in first grade. This schedule is posted online alongside the red remote schedule so that you can take a look at how that flow will occur between those two, as well as look at what it might look like between your two sets of kiddos. So please take a look alongside this video for that posted schedule and get the details.
Thank you, Amy. Hi, everybody. Heidi Christensen, principal at Lake Ridge here. As you can probably imagine, we are taking the health and safety of our students, your families, and our staff very seriously as we plan. We're following guidance and guidelines from multiple state agencies, and you can visit our district website for more information on those and from those agencies. So I want to talk to you about a few of the multiple layers of safety measures that we are planning for as we move forward. First, masks, of course. Masks will be worn all day, every day by everyone, except of course when eating or drinking. So speaking of eating or drinking, we're also limiting those activities here at school. As Amy just mentioned, we're sending kids home before the lunch period and we'll be eating snacks outside as much as weather allows. Number 3, physical distancing. So of course, we're going to be maintaining 6-foot distances or more throughout the entire day, including having individual desks in the classrooms, all facing the same direction. We won't be gathering on carpet areas as whole groups, etc. When 6-foot distancing is not possible, we are mitigating this risk by limiting closer mingling to very short passing time limits. Less than 15 minutes or whatever length of time is currently advised by health and safety agencies. A fourth measure we're taking is keeping students' classes, also called cohorts, safely separated throughout the day. In other words, Class A doesn't mix or mingle with Class B and so forth. This includes recess times, as one of my colleagues will share with you in just a few minutes. Number 5, students have their own student learning materials and will not be sharing learning tools and materials like pencils, crayons, books, scissors, workbooks, etc. throughout the day. We are building in extra time into schedules for extra hand washing and hand sanitizing protocols throughout the day. Homes and our staff will be required to fill out health attestations each morning, which will be checked upon arrival at the school. We will have digital thermometers for temp checks, safe spaces in health rooms staffed by full-time school nurses, backup PPE like masks, and fully trained extra staff will also be available to support in-person learning. Our school building ventilation systems have been opened up for maximum air circulation and will be maximizing the use of our outdoor spaces for recess, snack, walking to and from classrooms, lining up, learning, etc. And finally, our custodial staff will be taking extra steps during the in-person learning times, as well as before and after school. Each building has an electrostatic disinfectant sprayer called a Clorox 360 machine that will be used every evening. We will have special disinfectant cleaning products and protocols that all staff are being trained to use safely, and more. So while this isn't obviously an exhaustive list, if you'd like to learn more, please visit our district website, or you can check out some of the documents that will be linked with this video.
Hello, I am Jill Kelly. I am the Associate Principal at both West Mercer and Lake Ridge, and I wanted to talk with you about a way that you can help. And this is probably the most essential piece in this whole bringing the students back experience we're going to be engaged in. We want to talk to you about the health of your own children. You know, now more than ever, it is so essential for you to really have a good grasp of how your child's feeling before they come to school each day. Our focus and our goal is to make sure that we're not exposing anyone, that's other students or teachers or staff or anyone in the building. We're not exposing anyone to any unnecessary illness. You know, a lot of the symptoms of COVID-19 include things that look like cold and flu. And there's an exhaustive list on that student health attestation. So we really encourage you to do that health attestation every day with fidelity and to really read through it to make sure that you are only bringing your children to school if indeed they are well. If they are at all unwell, this is not a time to sneak them through the doors. This is a time to really act fervently in the eyes of safety and in the eyes of health. If a child's not feeling well, we really encourage you and really implore you to keep them at home. We want to keep a happy, healthy environment for all, and sick children in the building is not good for anyone. So we really want you to take that health attestation seriously and really do it before you come to school. We will not be able to allow students to come into the building if that attestation is not done. So any questions you have or concerns about the health attestation or any concerns you have about student health, you of course can share with your school nurse, or any of us are happy to talk with you if you have specific questions, but err on the side of caution. Another topic we want to talk about today is the idea of snack. Frequently a kindergartner's favorite time when they can socialize with their friends and have a healthy snack. We will be eating our snack outdoors when weather permits, and even when it doesn't permit, we will make sure that we ensure that 6 feet of distance between students. We want to encourage you to send an easy to open healthy snack. Again, that easy to open piece is super important because we want to ensure that your child can open their snack by themselves without assistance. This ensures for your children and for the staff also to make sure that there's an extra level of safety in terms of transmission of germs. So snack time is a fun time, so make it something that's also an independent time for your child so that they can feel good about getting their snack out themselves, as well as feel good about making sure that they are maintaining that 6 foot of distance and a healthy environment for them to socialize with their friends.
Thank you, Jill. I'm Carol Best. I'm the principal at West Mercer. And I'm going to talk a little bit about recess and the protocols that we're going to have in place to make sure that students have fun, but stay safe and keep any virus transition to a low percentage. So we're going to go ahead and maintain our cohorts during recess. So this means there will not be mixing and mingling between classes at recess. Each class is a cohort, and they will be assigned to a specific area of the playground for that day, and they can only play on that area of the playground. We are going to be encouraging 6 foot of distance as they're playing. We're going to enforce the mask rules, so students will still be wearing masks while they're at recess. And then each classroom will have their own assigned recess play items. So each classroom will have balls and jump ropes and hula hoops, that sort of item that will be maintained in a bin just for them. And finally, our recess will have increased adult supervision. So more than we normally have, we will have additional adults out to help students maintain their 6 foot distance and not mix between cohorts.
Thanks, Carol. My name is David Hoffman. I'm the principal at Island Park Elementary School, and I'm here to talk to you about transportation. So there are 3 ways that your child can arrive to school each day: by taking the bus, by being dropped off via car, or by walking. In all cases, it's really important to remember, please complete the attestation form prior to sending your child to school on the bus, or taking the car, or setting off for school on foot. And also make sure that your child is wearing a mask. If your child is taking the bus, please make sure that they keep social distancing among friends at the bus stop. When they get on the bus, they will probably have assigned seats, and they, again, will be placed strategically so there's ample space between students. If there's a chance that you have twins, they will be allowed to sit in a seat together. Other than that, students will be separated. The buses will be cleaned prior to taking students to school every day. And when the bus returns to the bus yard each day, it'll be disinfected thoroughly with electrostatic sprayers. And throughout the day and the routes, commonly touched areas will be wiped down with disinfectant. Riders will probably want to, as it gets colder, bring a coat with them, because we will be keeping bus windows open and maximizing the amount of outdoor air that is flowing through the bus. If you are driving, we ask that you follow all the signage when you arrive to each school, and that you follow the lead of the staff who will be opening the doors or making sure that your child has completed an attestation form. Students will not be permitted to leave their cars until we know that the attestation form has been completed and that they are showing no symptoms of flu-like flu or any other kind of cold. So those things, again, should be completed prior to arriving at school. And if you are walking to school, again, when you are on campus, look for staff members who will be making sure that the attestation has been submitted prior to you leaving your house. In all cases, again, it is important that your child is wearing a mask and that you have completed the attestation form prior to arriving at school. For pickup at the end of the day, students will be waiting in designated areas, and then we will communicate probably via walkie-talkie between staff members and students when we see cars arriving. So it might look a little different, and we thank you in advance for being patient as we match students with cars at the end of the day. Again, follow the links that accompany this communication, or go to the district website if you want more information about transportation. That completes our videos today, and we want to thank you so much for your continuous support. Look for more information from both us in the next days and weeks, and from your child's teacher. Again, thank you, and we look forward to seeing students on campus, hopefully in the near future.